Before I get
Hold
started,
on. Adrian, hold on. Let me let you know that YouTube's live.
Yeah.
I just don't want you to
No,
see
I was gonna say before I got started, I'm gonna wait for YouTube to go live.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry.
YouTube is live, so awesome. Welcome everyone to Fridayside Chat, March 19th. I hope everyone had a good week. I definitely had a good week, caught up on a lot of work. I'm excited for spring break. Today's theme is all about leadership, and it's also a chance to get to know our Da Vinci peers a little more. The quote today I have is from Martin Luther King, which is a personal hero of mine who's inspired me in the past and still inspires me today as an amazing civil rights leader. So the quote is, "A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus." And I really love this quote because I agree. You know, the quote talks about what a leader does, and I feel that a leader should create a space for discussion that leads to agreement or a constructive disagreement instead of, hate speech or, hateful feelings, which I really like the quote. Yeah. So I would like to, speaking of leaders, I'd like to officially welcome our guests, Ms. Connors. If they're in the participants tab, could you please promote them? Some juniors at Da Vinci and some of our next year's ASB officers, Mariana and Charlie. Let's see. Mariana's here. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, and Charlie too. Let's give him a second to get in here. Hey, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. And so thank you for coming. How are you today?
I'm pretty good because we just started spring break.
I know, it's exciting. So today I'm gonna be asking you and Charlie a couple interview questions about your ASB position and going to school at Da Vinci. And then after that, we're gonna play a cool little trivia game based off your knowledge of Mr. Bell. So it should be pretty cool.
Okay.
So let me know when you're ready to get started with the interview questions.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. Cool. So the first interview question is, how has this year been different from last year at Da Vinci High School? And any of you can unmute and talk.
Do you want to go, Charlie?
Sure. What's been different? I don't know. It's just been it's been hard to adjust. Like, that's just been a weird thing. It feels like even though we're in the third quarter and everything should just be regular for us now, it still doesn't feel like that. It feels like things are still kind of happening in a weird way that I wasn't really prepared for. So I think that's definitely just one weird thing compared to last year.
Okay, so for me personally, I like being at home just because I can be more lazy and sleep more often. But the change, yeah, I think it hit me hardest when, specifically math, you are in one quarter and then you stop doing it for a few months and then you go back to it and you have to know everything that you did last quarter. Our teachers are doing their best to review with us, but it's still difficult to understand everything once again. And it's crazy, but it's pretty good. Our teachers are giving us all the support they can. I've been to so many office hours that I never did before. But yeah, so that's the change for me, at least. It's good and bad, but it's okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely agree. The change is big. And I also love the fact that I can be more lazy during distance learning. And math is probably the biggest struggle right now. So I definitely agree. Also, Charlie, I just want to say that I love your background. I'm a big fan of Minecraft. So the next interview question. Oh, yeah. The next interview question is, so far, what has been your favorite Da Vinci project?
I haven't had that many. I mean, we only have like one per quarter in each class. But for me right now, the one that I enjoy the most that I've already finished was the one that I did for US Modern History, the trial one. I usually get really nervous doing trials, but this one I could do it. I had a good team and we won. So I was really proud of that. It was just really fun because we were able to read a lot of primary documents about like Native Americans and what their side of the story was as well. So that was really nice to learn about.
Nice. So was your team was Native Americans?
Yes.
Nice. I was also Native Americans, but founding fathers won in our year. So
Ooh,
upset.
okay.
I know. What about you, Charlie?
I don't really know. I guess probably the same. Like that just felt like the most interactive project so far this year.
Yeah.
I was a founding fathers team, which was a very different experience than I was prepared for, and it was definitely not something that I would choose to do again. It felt like I was always sort of battling with what I was supposed to do. Like, you are a terrible person, but you have to try to win this debate. And then I don't want to win the debate because I'm supposed to be a terrible person, but at the same time. So that was just a weird little conflict.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. A lot of peers of mine kind of said the same thing in our year. I know definitely that's how I was feeling when I was getting assigned teams. I did not want to be founding fathers, but yeah. So next is, what are you looking forward to next year?
Okay, so I've been looking forward to going back to school. I'm not going back to school next month, but next year I will be, if that's what's going to happen. I personally want to see everyone, and I want to go to prom and graduate, actually. So that's what I'm hoping will happen next year. I'm really happy about that. I don't know how we'll do with the 7 classes or 5 classes all in a row again if we go back to that same schedule. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to next year, and dreading as well.
What am I looking forward to next year? I don't know. I just sort of things like normality, I guess. How this is what I'm looking for. Last year was like my first year in high school, and it was fun. I had a really good time, and hopefully just as close to that as possible. Maybe being able to do a signature project for real. Like our signature project was totally shut down because that was right when everything started sort of kicking up. And so hopefully just normality would be what I'm looking for.
Yeah, awesome. The last question is, why did you want to have the ASB officer position that you ran for?
I can go first, I guess. I've always sort of thought, like, all throughout middle school and all of that, I wanted to do leadership, and I don't know why I didn't. I probably just thought it wasn't going to help my grades or anything. But I decided to this year, and I thought it would be fun. I think I chose president because it was just sort of jumping into it. And why wouldn't I choose president? It seemed I was originally going to go with senior rep, but Helen was doing that, and I was like, why would I compete with her if there's so many other open roles? So I just decided that this would be something that would be fun, pretty much.
Yeah.
For me, well, I didn't tell this to Ms. Connors when she suggested for me to run for this position for ASB secretary, but I've always wanted to try being a secretary at one point. I don't know if you've ever seen the movies when they're like typing and answering phone calls. I don't know if I've always been interested in doing that, at least for a little bit. And also because I am the student board rep, and I think that it would be good for me to be at the meeting so I could make a better report for each meeting. And I don't know, I've always been interested in leadership. I tried it in 9th grade, but like Charlie said, I didn't think it would fill any of the requirements that I need to graduate. So, because I already did that in 9th grade, so I decided not to do it. But then the opportunity came up this year, so that's what I'm doing.
That's awesome. Great. Thank you for answering my interview questions. I love your answers. Next, we're going to be playing the game called Who Knows Mr. Bell Best? And the way we're going to do it is whoever comes up on the mic and says, whoever says it first, I'll give you the opportunity to give your answer. If it's wrong, then I'll give it to the other person. So it's a game of speed and knowledge. So yeah. So the first one is, does Mr. Bell, here we go, like waffles or pancakes more?
Me.
Waffles.
He's like waffles.
Oh, I have to give that one to Charlie. Mariana, I heard you say pan. I heard you say pan at first.
No,
Okay.
I said me, but whatever. Am I supposed to just say the answer or say me and then answer?
Oh, you're just supposed to say the answer. Yeah.
So I
That was a
wanna play
mix up. We'll
trivia.
call that one a tie.
Oh yeah. Okay. We'll call
I'll-
that one a tie. One
Thank
point
you,
for
thank you so
everyone. 1 point
much.
for everyone. Okay. So, what is Mr. Bell's favorite superhero? And there are 5 choices. I mean, well, there are 5 answers, not choices.
Green Lantern?
Yes, that's one of them. But
Is Batman
Oh,
one of
5
them?
to answer all 5? Oh my
no,
god.
no. That's one of them. Yeah, I'm trying to decide right now in my head if I should still let Mariana get a point because there are 4 more answers, and I'm not gonna do it because this is a game of speed too. So my bad, Mariana. What is Mr. Bell's least favorite Shakespeare play?
Romeo and Juliet? I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, it
Hey.
is. Yeah, it is. Okay, 2 points for everyone. Y'all tied up. What is Mr. Bell's least favorite Shakespeare play? I mean, most favorite Shakespeare play. I said the same question twice. My bad. Yeah, this one's a little harder. Definitely. It's gonna be a
I don't
guess.
think he ever talked about Shakespeare with me. Like, I just don't think so.
I know in our year he talked a little bit more about Shakespeare, so I mean maybe. Anyone want to guess? Or no points for everyone for this round?
I'm calling it. I'm giving up on this one.
Yeah, I have no clue. Sorry, Mr. Bell.
Ooh. Okay, well, the last question is more of an entertaining one, so this is gonna have to be the tiebreaker, even though there's no legit answer. It's what did Mr. Bell do on February 7th at 7:22 a.m.? And whatever answer I like more, you'll get the win because y'all are tied up. Choose. I mean, not choose, but yeah.
He probably did some like little ritual to the queen. That's what I would say.
I
Like he
love
wakes
that
up every
answer.
morning and he's like, just to make sure the queen doesn't die, just like he does some little Mr. Bell magic or something to keep her alive another day.
Mr. Bell magic. I love it.
Okay, that was a good one, Charlie. I'm not that creative when it comes to stories, I will admit. But to be realistic, that day was a Sunday. He was probably preparing to go to school the next day, so he was probably prepping his schedule. I'm not that creative, but just being realistic, that's what I think he was doing that day.
Okay. Took the realistic approach. I like it, but I'm gonna have to go with Charlie. Charlie's the winner of the game. Good job, Charlie. Good job. Woo. Okay. Well, those were all the activities I had planned for the 2 of you today. I want to thank you both for coming, and thank you also for running for an ASB position for next year. That's really amazing that you chose up to be a student leader. So yeah. To the rest of the audience, I hope to see you not next Friday because it's spring break, but the Friday after. And I hope all of you have an amazing day and an even better spring break. And with that, yeah, thank you.